We welcome you to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We welcome you to coverage of Qualifier race number 2, presented by DSR Electric. This is the second qualifying race. They are just about ready to come to green, and we're ready. With Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. We apologize for the technical difficulties of race number 1 and the road to the King of Talladega. That race will be aired in its entirety coming up later tonight as Qualifier race number 2 has just took the green. Kenny Real, Wyatt Gray, obviously on the front row. We're Talladega Super Speedway, as I mentioned, the King of the Talladega, presented by ServPro, coming up on Friday night after Thanksgiving. The field rock rolls and rumbles into that corner. Just getting started here in the early going.
Yeah,
Kenny Real in the lead. Yes, sir.
We've got a fantastic...
Dean, we had some technical issues, but we got it fixed though, buddy. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. We have a good stacked field at the moment, though, too, my friend. We've got at least... Geez, I'm running out of fields at the moment. So this is fantastic fields for the qualifier race, too. I think we're at close to about 46 or 40-something cars. Look at that down the backstretch.
We were told when we went live that there's close to 130 entries for qualifying night race number 1. Now, as we mentioned, there's 3 25-lap races. This is qualifier number 2. It's a 3 wide, 2 rows deep behind the top 2 for a moment single file. That's Kenny Real. He'll go to the top spot. Not for long, though. Car on the side, up on the top for the 84 to the lead as they go back into turn 1 in the early going at Talladega.
Yeah, you'd remember too, Wesley, because it's basically it's a sprint race, isn't it, with 23 or so laps to go. You got to get moving at this point. If you're at the, running at the back there, you've got no chance at the moment of using any strategies. See, it gets pretty loose at the moment. Oh, we got a wreck.
Almost 3 and 4 wide, and there's a scatter. Trucks start getting loose, and now they crash. 5, 6, 7 big trucks. The big wreck going on. Chip Burke, Cup Series champion, truck champion. Ryan Johnson also involved. Big trouble, big calamity in the start of things of Duel 2. Qualifier race 2, I meant to say, here on the opening night of the road to the King of Talladega in the qualifier races presented by DSR Electric. Watch the replay. Replay presented by Hopper. Set it up for us, Dean. They're all over the place, man. It's a scramble.
Yeah, I'll have to go back on that one, actually, because that, she said that, Wesley, it's just a bit of carnage. Where does it start at the moment? You've got a car that goes down.
Absolutely nowhere to go.
Comes back up. We have to go back and have a look at a couple of different cars here to try to take that avoiding action. Where does it start at the front here, Wes?
Well, it looked like one of the trucks up on the outside lane of the blue 84 hit the wall, and then he stacked everyone up behind them. And then from there, it just caused a chain reaction crash of so many top contenders being caught up in this thing. The big one happening here in qualifier race number 2 here on this Sunday night. By the way, watch a replay of it. Look at them, 4 wide. The man in the outside middle third truck, squirmy. The 24, that's Stephen Miles. He drops below the bottom of the racetrack to miss all this. I think he had one of those stroker race moments where he says, oh, hell, this ain't going to be good. He got on the gas. So did the 81 and of Taylor Peacock, and all these guys were on the bottom. Quickly, safely avoids the big one. And there's the scramble and the scatter and the calamity up on the high side of that 24 degrees of banking in turn number 3.
There it was. It's going to take out quite a few drivers at the moment. Was it going to see a lot of those drivers heading down the pit road right now there, Wesley?
Yeah, 33 degrees of banking, I meant to say. My apologies. Hey, let's take a look at the race analysis. This is the road to the King of Talladega 500. presented by ServPro. I'm Wesley Outland, Dean Hopton as well. Listen, qualifier number 1 on this Sunday night will be broadcasted in its entirety as soon as we finish live coverage of qualifier 2 and 3. We had some technical issues on the other side. We had to fix it. We're good. Qualifier race 1 will be aired as soon as we finish the live coverage. There's a look at the schedule. Obviously, 130 drivers already pre-entered is what I was told. And they're, of course, tonight running 3 25-lap qualifier races. If you finish in the top 2, Dean, you're automatically in Friday night's NASRA 500 King of Talladega. However, if you're third on back, you can go into the last chance qualifier race for Wednesday. However, if you want to pay 10, you can buy back in. It was successful back in February, and they are doing it again, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be quite an exciting. It's an exciting format that we had the first time there, Wesley. Like, you know, the Daytona was a cracker of a event. Thank you everybody for joining on this one. Once again, we're just a little bit of technical glitches and stuff like that. Our first caution of our second race here tonight, of our qualifying race, and exactly what, and we've got to have up to potentially 9 of those, right, Wesley? At the moment, we're only in our second.
That's right.
So
yeah, you're exactly right. Obviously, tonight and tomorrow will be the qualifier races, 1 through 3, 2 through 6, 4 through 6, and 7 through 9 will be decided. Obviously, then you'll have the last chance qualifiers on the 25th. That, of course, is on a Tuesday. Wednesday, the 2 dual races. So that is the way they knock them out here for this year's events, obviously. We thank all of y'all for following along and watching on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, listening on CRN as well, our Sunday night coverage on the radio at wearecrn.com and 87.9 FM. Dean Hopton, I'm Wesley Outland. As right now, the field works under caution. We'll be ready to bring it back to you. There's a look at the flyer, the schedule of information. No fast repairs, fixed setup. That's something that obviously, Dean, you got to really, if you were caught up in that big wreck just a moment ago, that's got to be a cause of concern because some of those guys are possibly or actually are out of this race, no doubt.
Yeah, a little bit to come back on if those repairs, well, you can't get done in pit road. So, believe it or not, we do have a lot of the drivers that have still come back out there, Wesley, even though they did chip out some of those repairs. They wanted to remain on that lead lap. It's very important, of course, in this short race format that you have to try to remain on the lead lap. But even if they've nursed a little bit of damage, you still got to remember that's probably half the field. So from P20 downwards went down to pit road out of 42 or so trucks. So, and you can remember another big one like that, Wesley. You're right back in this. So
you're right.
You never
you're
say
exactly
never
right.
until Bunny waves that checkered flag.
And we've seen this through the years, right? As long as we've been calling iracing or real racing for that matter, especially in these big events where normally the first duel or the first qualifier kind of calm, cool. Second qualifier is the chaos. Third one is, mediocre, calm, and then the crazy at the end. Obviously, we started here, got crazy on the start. Maybe things will settle down as we move into lap number 6 of 25 laps here in qualifier number 2 for the Road to the King of Talladega NASRA 500, presented by ServPro. By the way, quick reminder, remainder of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, they will be live at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, USA time. We're back to green here at Talladega. Gray, all shot on the inside. He'll carry the momentum on the bottom as they work into 1 and 2.
It's going to take them a while to build up that speed there, Wesley, but sooner than later, you're going to see that third row starting to form in the next couple of laps. So that's when they get ready to charge their way back up to the front. But at the moment, you just got Mr. Gray and Kenny Bailing it out, 2 for now, the 11, the 18, Nathan Harper and Dylan Jones. Some new names I'm not really familiar with. Wesley, you might have worked with commentating on some of these drivers before. It's fantastic to see a whole bunch of new drivers that participated in this fantastic event.
Some of these names for sure. Some of these names I've called for races in the past. Others are new to me. So all of this goes on now as they work again through turn number 4. Coming back to the line, it's Kenny Real with that white 11 with the blue numbers on the bottom. He'll be the leader now. Gray pushed back to second. There's on the high side Harper. That's that number 7 with the Chick-fil-A colors. I'd love to have Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Unfortunately, they're closed.
Oh, something's closed in the States? Wow.
Yeah, they don't operate on Sunday.
Well, you'll be happy to know it's Monday, yeah, so I'll go get you some, Wesley, and I'll post it via air freight and get it in a few days. Here we go.
Keep an eye on Peacock and Astronaut. This trucks are coming down pit road. Yeah. Something happened here with 18 to go as they come through the tri-oval, and they're getting squirmy again going back to the line, Dean, heading to 1.
Yeah, it's that side suction that can bring you in here in the super speedways. Some of those other drivers might have gone down with just too much. That's including Jeff Merck as well, Toel Pookie. He's had back down with black flag. Daniel had a black flag as well, too. That might have been a situation of speeding in pit road, that was.
There is a plus side for being the winner of qualifier race number 1, qualifier 2 and 3 tonight. And what is that? They put themselves on the front row. Put themselves on the front row for the duels on Wednesday night.
So we get
actually how the lineup will be determined.
We'll get to the chat as well too. Somebody's asking which car is Dan's. You'll have to give us a little bit more. There's Daniel at the moment, if that's what you're referring to. He's a 97 car currently running 41. That running down the back there.
Yeah, he's way in the back, man. Yeah, that's one of those. Daniel Lawless, I believe, who he's referring to, and the number 97 is right. There's Wyatt Gray. Shove up the middle from Harper down to the inside. Look at this. Here comes Jones on the inside. The 0-11 on scoring. Truck 11 on course. He'll power to the lead. Behind Kenny Real on the bottom in the 3 and 4.
That high side's starting to get moving too, Wesley, to get that third lane going. That's exactly what you want to expect. They've got to get all bunched up. You've got to be basically onto the other bumper of the car. It's the only way you can get that nice little draft to get connected on the high side. Oh, on the inside, we've got somebody going off into that. Looks like it's Anthony. He's going to have
oh, my goodness. And that's what happens just like that. That's what happens, man. In the words of Stewie from Family Guy, that's what happens, man. You got my money? You're not in position? That's what happens, man. You fall back. You're out of the game. Anthony Mathis has got to fight back in it again here. 15 to go. Qualifier 2.
Oh, whoa. That's right. We're not going green anymore.
They're riding up the safer barrier. It could have been a lot worse than it was. Dash it out for the second time in qualifier 2. Wow. Raul Meza. Watch the ServPro 37 right in the middle. And then all of a sudden, maybe another truck or two gets collected. There it is. There's the contact. And he goes right up the wall. Look at Bicycle, the safer barrier. The 15 spinning also.
That's the 17 up in the defense there of David Davis, Wesley.
It was the 17 of David Davis, the 15 collected of Peyton Johnson and Raul Meza. Watch this again. That's Meza up ahead. And look at this, nowhere to go. Right there, bam! Let's go on board with Davis. This should be interesting. You see the black-orange, teal green 15 of Peyton Johnson really squirmy off of 4 on exit, but he saved it. Here's Davis. Wow.
Almost a flip, but comes back down on all 4 tires. You'd wonder if it's blowing up, unfortunately, if you see that whole bunch of smoke coming out of the engine. Going to need some new engine rings, I think, at the moment. You've got that smoke coming out. If it's blue smoke coming out of your car, then you definitely need engine rings, piston rings. But I think it needs a little bit more than that, Wes.
All that happened right there, and I hate to say it, but it all happened right there when Anthony got loose. It stacked up everybody in a panic. Anthony Mathis is who I'm referring to, the 41, and then from there, Raul Meza makes a mistake. There's Justin Miller, the 33. Hey, we need to take a break. We're back in a moment. Stay with us. More from Talladega. It's opening night for the king of Talladega, the NASRA 500, presented by ServPro. Friday night after Happy Turkey Murder Day, we come back for the restart next.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Back here at Talladega, the lights are off on the pace truck. Well, they were. Now they're back on. So
they've extended another
heading
lap.
to the midway point of qualifier number 2. Welcome back. Wesley Outlet, Dean Hopton. Jason Morellas was committed to joining me, but he had to bounce, obviously. So no hard feelings. Jason, always enjoy talking with my buddy from California. Wyatt Gray in the Toyota number 18 leads the way, followed by Kenny Rill in 11. Nathan Harper in that 7. Dylan Jones in 4th. Justin Malakar, 5th. Malik Ray, one of the top stars of iRacing and eNASCAR from South Carolina. Actually from Canada, actually.
Yeah, this will give us
Malik
a chance
Ray.
out there to getting through the chat as well. So thank you very much for supporting. We do love, and we are an interactive broadcasting network here in the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
You got
So
a question?
you give us a
Need
question,
input?
and
We
you
got
wanted
you.
to see what a car looks like in particular that you're out there supporting, no doubt. When we get a chance, well, just like we do here under the caution, we can show obviously Daniel's 97 car. He's trying to get back up to the catch the rest of the snake so that he can still give himself a shot there, because we still have 12 laps to go, Wesley, and once again, big super speedways equals big wrecks sometimes too, so you can find your car just flying over everybody and all of a sudden you got yourself in those important top 3 positions.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's set ourselves up for the restart. There's the race recap, by the way. We just passed the halfway mark. Wyatt Gray leading. 2 cautions for 6 laps. There has been 3 lead changes so far in qualifier number 2 on the road to the NASRA 500. King of Talladega, presented by ServPro. Qualifier races are presented tonight by DSR Electric. So the field will get ready to come back for a restart coming up here. How about Gray? Solid run for him in the number 18 Toyota. I love the manufacturer's battle. The man out of Columbus, Ohio. Wyatt Gray ready to bring him back to green. Kenny Rill to the outside of the 11. That's the bow tie Chevrolet. And then you got the oval of Ford with Nathan Harper. 1, 2, and 3. So all the manufacturers, Mr. Dean, being proudly represented as we get ready to go back to green here with closing in on 10 to go.
Absolutely, but I think it's your biggest gainers at the moment too. You can see inside that top 10. You'd have to give it to Mr. Peacock, Mr. Taylor Peacock. At the moment, that's up 14 places running in P9. The rest of the field just up and down a couple.
11 laps to go. Back to the United Rentals restart zone, and we got a scramble and a tangle and a crash in the restart zone on the back to green. Trouble on the restart.
I'm still green.
David
going on.
Petch call, followed by Matthew Cummins Flanagan. McClurg crash in the tri-oval. They said no caution. We stay green. Jones leads on the back straightaway, Dean.
Yeah, that'll actually split the whole pack
Caution.
up there. They're still green, Wesley.
They are still green.
Yeah, that's just split the whole packs up at the moment too. You can currently see, there it is on the track. Now they've called the caution. And it's out.
I think some of these drivers had not got back rolling again in time, and now they got no choice but to put out the flag. You see some of the smoke trying to pull away in the tri-oval. Caution out. There it is. And there you see the litter of trucks trying to scramble from the leaders, but tried to keep it green. They really did. Caution out there for the third time. Here's the restart in the tri-oval. Watch this again. Wow.
Just wheel spin, I'd say, on cold tyres. Very midfield, mid-pack, wasn't it? Just probably 2/3 of the pack through.
They had to spun the tires and spun the tires.
Might have been David specifically here.
David Petshaw call, followed by Matthew Cummins, David Flanagan, and Ryan McClurg. Watch this again. Wow.
I don't think it was David spinning that actually caused that one.
You're on board now with Matthew Cummins. I mean, they're barely moving, so they might get lucky and not be that badly damaged, if you will.
I think we're up, yeah.
Dean, yeah.
Here's the little checkup at the moment. There's a little bit of avoidance you couldn't see for the 080T. Just tried to avoid, he was getting on the gas there. Couldn't quite slow it down on time, got in the back of the 97, and that was the ping-pong effect for the rest of the field that you can currently see on there. Nothing that these drivers can do, but I think you might be right, Wesley. If you're looking at that glass being half full, you might say, probably not that much damage. Didn't see those drivers necessarily come in just yet, Wesley, although they are currently coming around turns 3 and 4. So we'll see whether or not they peel in, but you got to think, too, with 10 laps to go, Wes, you might just want to see if it'll kind of just
yeah, this has been the wreck qualifier, if you will. I'm understanding the first one was highly interesting. I don't want to know anything else. I know that they did probably go an extra lap or so, but we don't know what happened in qualifier number 1 because we were too busy working behind the scenes to get things up and running to try to be ready to broadcast for qualifier number 2. For our audience out there, all I can say is we apologize. Sometimes things go awry behind the scenes, and we just have to press on. And our biggest goal was to find the issues, get it figured out, and get on the air for qualifier number 2 immediately. If you look at the scoring ticker, you actually see where it says NASRA Cup Series. It's one of the tickers we use for our Wednesday night regular league with the Wednesday night NASRA Cup Series. So you might see Dean behind the scenes. He's also on color, but normally he's the producer of these things. You might see him behind the scenes changing graphics, changing logos, adding things, and that's just to try to figure out what problems were going on. So all I can tell you is we were ready to go, hit the button, and it just was not, it was being stubborn. So nonetheless, we will get ready to bring you back to green. We'll have live coverage of qualifier number 3. And the lights are still on the pace truck. So this gives us an opportunity to set the format. Thanks to Brady LaBeouf and Cody Dodd, everybody at NASRA, TJ Moore, the race director. The top 2 from each qualifying races, including the last chance qualifier, will be locked into the NASRA 500 and must run their dual race. Now remember, it's mandatory. So here's the deal, Dean. If you finish in the top 2 of the qualifier races, you automatically are in the NASRA 500 duel. Let me clarify, you're not officially locked in for Friday night's 500 miler. You're only in one of the duel races. Then, when we run the last chance qualifier on Tuesday night, the finishers in the top 2, for them, lock in to the duel. Let me reiterate, just because you win the qualifier tonight, or the last chance qualifier, you're not locked in to the King of Talladega. It is a grind. It is a gauntlet. Who will survive friend? That's the big question.
So you've got to finish first and second, at least in the qualifier, to get locked in to the duels. And then in the duels, what happens then, Wesley, for the big race? Well, that's the feature. The duels is on November the 26th, and then the main race is on the 28th, right? So where do you have to finish in the
exactly
duels?
Right.
What position do you have to finish in the duels in order to get yourself locked into the big race?
To finish in the duel races, obviously you have to finish in the top 20.
20, okay.
And that'll lock up the 40, the top 40 to put yourself into the race. Now, here's the kicker. You can buy back. Now, again, there's still spots that are available. 9 spots from each duel will be available for the drivers to race their way into the NASRA 500, King of Talladega. 18 drivers will be locked into the NASRA 500 after the qualifying races are over. So basically 18 spots already tagged, 18 are available for drivers that have not made it in from the other formats. So, because you got to remember, if you win the 9, if you win the qualifiers tonight, it only puts you into the duel. You're not locked in to the NASRA 500.
Some people are saying that to us. I'm not. Is that 100% there, Wes? There's some people are saying if you do win tonight, you are locked into
the top 2 from each qualifying race are locked in to the NASRA 500.
They are, okay.
But they must run their dual race, is what I'm trying to say.
Yep. Right.
If you don't run the dual race, then you're going to be eliminated.
Yeah, okay. There we go. That's clarified things.
You have to run the duel. You're locked in, but you have to run the dual race. The field will come back to green. We will be looking at 7 laps to go. Yes, if you make it in from the qualifier, you're in the NASRA 500. But the stipulation is you have to run the duel. And what I mean by run the duel, Dean, is you just take the green.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take the green and you go to the back and then you park and say, hey, I started, I'm good. But I don't see guys doing that. I see them using it as an opportunity to, have another session to figure out what they can work on, tweak on as we go back to green. Jones and Real, the battle of the 11s, stride for stride, door to door, first 5 rows. Behind them, they're trying to get 3 wide, and they've already broke apart into 2 packs now into 3.
They should be able to catch up on the straightaways if they can all work together. You need to work together, of course, if you are back there. You're going to have many of your friends. How's this for a name back here? Malik Way, the number 1. He's participated in a lot of these events in the past at the moment. He's willing to win this one. He's got his nose ahead at the moment. So let's see how we can do for another 6 more laps.
Now remember, if you finish 3rd on back in your qualifier and you want to win another qualifier, you can buy back because 3rd through 8th, I believe, go to the duels or goes to the last chance qualifier. So you're locked into the last chance qualifier if you finish behind the top 2 of the qualifier races. But again, the kicker is you can buy back. And that was what was highly successful and made it really interesting, if you remember, Dean, when we done that race. The Great American Sim Race for the NASRA Daytona 500, which, by the way, will be returning in January 2026 as they come through the tri-oval. Here comes Harper now. Chick-fil-A, 5 to go. They're back in 1.
Yep, exactly what you said there, Wesley. So the buyback option just means you're not completely out on that one. You've still got a chance to buy your way into some of these qualifiers. That's why you're going to have these big stacked fields. Because if you're involved in a big wreck, let's say, in the first qualifier. You can buy back for the second qualifier if there's slots available. And of course, if you get involved in a wreck in this one, you can buy back for the next qualifier and so forth and so forth. Whichever qualifiers you continue to get into, you can go all of the qualifiers if you want. There's slots available next day too, Wesley, because if it fills up
We
quickly,
saw back in, remember we saw back in February in our first road of the NASRA Daytona 500 where we saw multiple times drivers say, man, I missed a couple of spots, or I don't want to run the last chance qualifier. Well, guess what they did? They bought back in. I think there was one driver that, I think he tried to rerun a last chance qualifier, rerun a qualifier race like 4 or 5 times of the 4 nights we had qualifying races. And we got a caution. And finally, in the last opportunity, he was able to bank in and win a qualifier race to put him into the big show. But again, I have to emphasize, with Trevor Astronaut in front, caution out of the back straightaway off of turn 2. You are locked in. Those 9 qualifying races, the winners are in the NASRA 500. But you have to be able to run the King of Talladega, race in the duel. You have to at least start in your duel race. Caution out, 003 in the wall. There it is, Richie Joplin. The 96 also caught up in it.
It was Kevin's just gone to his whirly, unfortunately. And this is what's happened. So he's gone on the infield. He's just out of control at this point. Of course, he's not intending on him to come up there and unfortunately take out the 96, but he did. And I think that was the only car that they did have a collision with, so very lucky that everybody else managed to squeak on by.
A break there for Richie Joplin. Obviously, the 003 is Kevin Haas. Caution out. Anybody coming out of the pit lane? I don't think so. I think track position right now important. Hey, by the way, if you're joining us, qualifier number 1. Qualifier race number 1 will be aired in its entirety after our live coverage of qualifier race 2 and 3 coming up. We were able to obviously record the race in the background. We don't know what happened. People don't tell us nothing. We'll have that race in its entirety.
We know nothing.
We know nothing. I see nothing. I know nothing. Little Hogan's Heroes on a Sunday night before Thanksgiving.
Do that. I guess.
By the way, don't forget.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, but I was just going to say, Dean, we will have the race tonight. We just don't know what happened. We don't want to know. We wanted to call it in real time how it will be. So it's coming up after the live coverage of this one and qualifier 3 on deck next.
Just having a look at the moment just to see if Trevor is streaming. And I believe he is, actually. So he's on kick there at the moment, too. So a lot of these drivers will be streaming on their own on Twitch channels, on YouTube. And
yes,
obviously don't shy away from the mainstream here. But if you've got multiple devices, you can probably follow 2 things at once, Wesley.
Trevor Astronaut, Trevor. I believe he's obviously one of the guys that runs a lot on the Friday night C.O.P.S Truck Series, and appreciate it. And by the way, I just want to emphasize on this, and I know Brady and Cody don't mind it as well. If you're watching and you want to run in this event, you can qualify tomorrow night. You can enter. I think there's a late entry fee, but I think you can pre-enter and you can run one of the qualifiers tomorrow night, or so get your opportunity to get them in for sure.
Use some drivers on the damage clock at the moment.
The more the merrier. Yeah, the more the merrier.
Which may still come back out, Wesley. May still come back out if they can get out ahead of these cars before. They're still under the caution. So there still will be one more lap to go. They're doing that as well, too, no doubt, to extend these cautions a little bit longer to allow these drivers to get back up into the snake there, and perhaps some of these drivers as well, too, to get some of these repairs done, because they don't have that fast repair. There's no magic button just to have your pit crew come out and polish your car and make it look all shiny and bend your steering wheel column back into place and your suspension and stuff like that. Nope, they've actually got to do that now. iRacing is a simulation. Of course, will simulate the approximate time it takes to do those repairs, and that's obviously sometimes what drivers elect to do as well too. You can elect to do like minimum amount of repairs. You can elect to do all the repairs. I think at this point, Wesley, most of the drivers will just be doing just the basics to get them back out there, see if the car's drivable. You got to remember they might actually just drop off and go on the inside if they can't literally just turn the car properly or something like that, or it's going to be way too slow. You don't know until you get up to full speed. So. Unless, of course,
so again, I want to explain to everybody, because if you remember on the road to the NASRA 500 for Daytona, we had 3 nights of qualifying races, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tonight and tomorrow are our only qualifier race nights. But as somebody had mentioned, yes, there will be 3 25-lap qualifiers. The top 2 are in the NASRA 500. Everyone else on back in the King of Talladega, presented by ServPro. Everyone else on back goes to the last chance qualifier. The top 2 of the last chance qualifier, which will be Tuesday night, by the way. So Sunday night tonight, tomorrow night, the qualifying races. Tuesday night will be the last chance qualifiers. So we'll be 3. The top 2 for those are in to the NASRA 500 King of Talladega. But the catch is this. You have to start the duel. One of the dual races on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You have to start the race. You don't have to run the race, Dean, but you have to start to be credited. And the bottom line is if you don't start the duels, your spot will get bumped and you won't be in the 500. Bottom line.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It's stipulation. I mean, it point blank says, yeah, you won your qualifier, you won your last chance race, you're in the NASRA 500 King of Talladega, but you also have to take the green to lock yourself in by the duels. So there you go.
Wesley,
I just want to clarify on that.
You will also, perhaps if you finish in that top 20 as well, you'll deny another driver from making it to the big race if they haven't already won any of these qualifiers, can finish or first or second. So you remember too, you can also do that. You can deny perhaps one of those opponents out there of a particular driver that you think, oh, he could beat me. So
we're still in the regular. Well, we're getting ready for overtime. This would be lap 25 of the race coming to green. However, this is overtime. Trevor Asranoff, Nathan Harper, front row. Here they come back inside the United Rentals restart zone. Ready to settle it here. Back to green. Ready to finalize. Who are the first 2 from qualifier 2 going into the road to the King of Talladega NASRA 500 presented by ServPro. Back to green and Asranoff on the gas, on the bottom, on the inside. He's in the 89. Here comes Harper up top. Malik Ray, Jones, Gray, who led some earlier. They're right now in a scramble and pulling away, going to 3. Knotted up, door to door, 4 rows, into the 33 degrees of banking.
They want a car blinking at the moment too as well too, Wesley. Let's hope that the internet connection can hold to the servers, especially in a position like that. Here we go, outside line, forming. Look at that, they're all giving each other a bump drop. Now who comes down the inside there? Gets a little wobbly as you get into the dirty air. Nathan Harper in the lead.
And they're coming to the white flag. This is it. The Darren's Detail and Shine, 1 to go. Final lap of qualifier number 2. Down to the inside, Harper, the Chick-fil-A number 7. On the bottom, right up the middle comes Jones. He's got to push with help from Estrada. Estrada right there with reel in. They're getting loose. 3, 4 wide as they thunder into 4. Hang on, guys. Keep it together. And they don't. Going around. Crash. You hear the crash in the background. The 84 into the wall. They're still crashing behind them.
Now these 2.
Meanwhile,
Jones.
the race is on for qualifier number 2, down to 6. Dylan Jones protects the middle. They're banging behind them. Checkered flag. Dylan Jones wins qualifier 2 on the road to the NASRA 500 King of Talladega for Friday night.
Must have used those Premier Racing setups as well to get the job done there. 5 positions up there
Crazy.
for Dylan Jones in the dying stages of that one. You have to give us as well, too, for our second place there of Chase. Chase keeps himself up 14 places in the number 8 car there, my friend, and he gets himself a qualifier as well, done and dusted.
Yellow flag out. Though they raced to the finish. Look at the craziness coming off of turn number 4. And for the finish of this one, Chase Mistretta tried to give a push there to Jones, tried to break out a line of the Old Glory colors, got alongside the passenger of Harper, and at the line, there it is. Checkered flag. Dylan Jones picks up the victory in qualifier race number 2. So Dylan Jones, Mistretta, those drivers will move in. Boy, how fun was that one? Overtime, took one overtime to finish, but when it's all said and done, Mr. Jones and me will obviously be celebrating here. We got him coming up here on the other side of the break. Right now, let's take a look at the results for the not Hot Lap 220. It is the qualifier races on the road to the King of Talladega 500. Dylan Jones picking up the victory over Chase Mistretta, followed by Nathan Harper, your top 3. Wyatt Gray, Kenny Real, top 5. Astronaut, Smetana, McDonald, Cherry, Peacock, top 10. Banks, Lighting, Dan Tuma, Johnson, Blanchard, Harris, Cummings, Matthew Wood, MDW from NASRA, finishing in the top 20. 18th, 19th, and 20th. Dean will go to Richie Joplin and Roger Shelton. Now, for all these guys on back, you can buy back in to the next race or tomorrow night. However you want to do it, you can buy back in. Only $10. Come get it. There's the rest of the finishing order, including from back on the 20th. And that, of course, will be, let's see here, McClurg, Smetana, followed by Godwin, Mathis, Miles, top 5, McClurg, Flanagan, Meza up in the front, had a mistake, and they could never recap from it. Ryan Johnson, Ed Osborne, top 30, Malik Ray back in 34th when the race ended. Of the, close to 40 entries. Here's a look at it one more time. Dean set us up this last lap. 42 trucks fighting for it. What a crazy last lap we saw here, man, coming out through the tri-oval. One to go.
Yeah, it was Wesley, absolutely. All right, my friend, my throat's a little bit all not prepared for commentating tonight, my friend, so you might have to do that one. I believe we've got Dylan Jones in the booth at the moment, so we can have a chin wag to Dylan.
Let's grab Dylan Jones. We'll talk to him. Dylan, congratulations. It's the broadcast booth. And, boy, what a crazy dual qualifier number 2. You survived the chaos, man. It was pretty wild out there, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Up front, it was pretty cool. I didn't see much chaos, but I'm sure there was some. Thankfully, I was in front of it all.
Now, I got to ask you if my grammar is correctly. Are you from Minocqua, Wisconsin?
I was waiting for someone to have to say that. Minocqua.
I was close, though, right? I mean, you got to give me
not bad. I've seen a lot worse.
Man, I'm from the South, man. Come on, I got that slang. I can't help it.
I know.
Man, welcome, obviously, to the NASRA family running this event. Man, obviously, what was the take of just holding on and staying out of trouble? Because there was a lot of craziness out there. I mean, there was a lot of wrecks too early in the going, uncalled for, weren't there?
Yeah, but I mean, 25 laps and what do we got? 30-something odd cars. I mean, you got to queue. This name of this game is queuing, and just stay up front. Hopefully, you have some teammates or find somebody up there to work with, and just keep your butt right there and hope you survive.
So, you know the rules. You got to start the duel on Wednesday night to qualify in. But other than that, congratulations are in order. You're locked into the to the NASRA King of Talladega 500 presented by ServPro Friday. How excited is that to know that you can take the rest of the week off and not have to worry about the alphabet soup, just take a green in the duel on Wednesday night? And what do you do for that last chance race, obviously? What will you be looking for with the duel race coming up on Wednesday to lock yourself for the big race for Friday?
Just keep it clean. I mean, it's Talladega. I mean, there's some skill and talent to keeping yourself up front, but at the end, a lot of times it's just luck, and you got to have it on your side.
Well, Bud, before we let you go, obviously I do see Premier Racing Setups is on your truck, and we, of course, have them as a proud partner for NASRA of the regular leagues and big events. Any other sponsors, people you want to say hello to? Congratulations.
Well, just big thanks to NASRA and for putting this all on. I always love running these big events, and usually I don't have great luck, so I'm glad to be locked in right now.
There you go. There's the thoughts of Dylan Jones. Thank you, Dylan. We will see you at the duel and for Friday in the King of Talladega. There he is, the man from Wisconsin. Let's grab now Chase Mastrita, and Chase Mastrita will join us, the driver out of Breckenridge, Colorado, in the Jack Shack entry. You'll finish in second. Congratulations are in order, sir. You will put yourself into at least the race on Friday if you take the green for the duels on Wednesday. That was pretty wild out there, wasn't it, Chase him?
Pretty fun. I probably should have got locked in on the first race. We had a massive wreck with like 4 to go. But, yeah, it's good to get locked in now.
And listen, that's what we talked about, Dean and I did, where, if you don't make it in on the first one, you can try to rebuy back in. You like that buyback format? You like it? Something like this pays off, right?
I like it because at the end of the day, there's going to be more money in the pot because everybody's just going to keep buying back in.
Well, but obviously your take of this one, I got to say, the Coors Old Glory flag, American flag on the Chevrolet truck. I love that. How'd you come up with that wrap job? It's really cool. I love it.
I had to get rid of my old team paint, so I just put on a new one or a random one. It was the first thing I saw.
Well, man, it looks really, really good. Before we let you go, please thank your sponsors, sir, and we'll see you for the duel. And if you take the green, you'll be ready to go Friday night, sir. Already locked in. All you got to do is take the green flag for the duel on Wednesday, dude. I mean, now, will you start in park, or will you actually try to run with these guys and, see what you got for the duels and try to stay out of trouble?
I'm racing. I'm not showing up and parking it. I'll go out there and race.
I like that. Well, man, before I let you go, please thank your sponsors, sir.
I just thank all the boys over at the Jack Shack. Kenny, Trev, David, I don't think David transferred in this, so he's going to have to buy back again. But yeah, all the boys at the Shack, y'all for broadcasting. I have something to go back and watch. And yeah, ready to take it home.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Jones and Chase Mastrita right there. We'll finish in 1 and 2. Mastretta? Is it Mastretta?
Yeah, it's Mastretta.
I'm sorry. Mastretta.
You're good. You're good.
It's all right, man. I butchered the other guy's hometown by a Q and a C, so it's all good. Mastretta, there we go. Chase Mastretta, ladies and gentlemen, the Jack Shack in the Coors colors, finishing in the number 2 position. Dean, we're going to go off the air, but your final take, man, of Qualifier number 2, presented by DSR Electric. Dylan Jones, Chase Mastretta, they are in the road to the King of Talladega by next Friday. You're taking duel too, sir. It was interesting.
Oh, yeah. It certainly was interesting, isn't it? One of those big ones early. A lot of cars were on the damage clock. They were down, but they still came back into it. It was interesting, too, that there was another big wreck, of course, that you saw at the very end that put some of those big names back out. But once again, they've got an opportunity, Wesley, to buy back in the remaining qualifying races that we have. And don't forget, we have another qualifier coming up soon.
Yeah, you get to buy back in. King of Talladega, the NASRA 500 presented by ServPro. There's a look at the flyer details. Don't go anywhere. Stream number 2 is done. When we come back, qualifier number 3 will be up on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. If you're listening on the radio, we'll go to commercial as well. And this is the reason why you need to be a subscriber as we continue the road to the king of Talladega. Back in a moment for Dean Hopton. I'm Wesley Outland. Thanks to TJ Moore, the race director, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott from NASRA. Say thank you. And we're back for the final qualifier. But we're not done. This is only qualifier number 2 for us because remember, as soon as the live coverage is over, qualifier number 1 will be on the air. Congratulations to the cheesehead, Wisconsin's Dylan Jones. He locks in with Also Mastrita into the road to the king of Talladega. We're back for qualifier 3 live next.